Let's fly. And then there's the logistical side of it, which was just everything that was going on at the time that I became captain. Obviously the pandemic and then the difficulties of shooting season 4. I'm a producer on the show now as well, and trying to define that for myself and figure out who I am as producer and captain at the same time. And there's just so many things involved with it. But there has been a great deal of actualization and maturation in me at all those levels as a result of it. Even my relationships with my company, with the cast and crew, and how they went through subtle shifts, how the dynamic changed ever so slightly in wonderful ways because of being captain. I always took my role very seriously as leader, but I felt cemented in that in a new way too, and started to understand the sort of gift of that and the benefit of that, of being a leader and then also being the leader on the page too. You know, I'm grateful that we had already established ourselves as a family, and that ended up meaning so much to all of us because we had a firm foundation we could stand on, and we were able to be there for each other and uplift each other, keep each other going, because in addition to just dealing with COVID and everything, a lot of people went through a lot in their personal lives over the course of the season 2. I definitely did. I lost my parents. You know, I'm just now starting to truly grieve because I wasn't before. I thought I was. I thought I was giving space for myself, but I wasn't. And here we are again with this theme of invincibility. It's almost as if I had to convince myself that I was, but again, I didn't realize that's what I was doing. This was all happening at a subconscious level, and I'm just now coming into an understanding of it consciously, what I was doing, because when my dad passed of liver cancer on April 9th, I still found it unexpected when he passed, even though we were kind of preparing ourselves for it. You can't really prepare yourself for it, but then when my mom shockingly passed the next day of a heart attack, I think a big part of me shut off, and really I suppose had to, because I knew I'd have to go right back to work. I knew I'd have to continue to do the show, and not just do the show, but do it justice and continue to tell this story that needed to be told. But then at the same time, having to take care of my family, you know, not just my kids, but my husband. And I think it truly was too much. And so I had to close off to it. And I felt that the only way that I could get through it was to wall myself off. And it's not because I didn't trust anybody. It's not because I didn't feel comfortable with anybody. I certainly did. Everybody was a warm place for me. Everybody was so comforting and understanding. It all comes together. It's very inspiring. This company really came through for me. And I always want to come through for them, and I wanted to come through for them then, and I thought that that's what I had to do in order to come through for them, was to wall myself off and not quite deal with it, because it was like a seal. I felt like if I break this seal, then I'm gonna be done. I'm gonna shatter into a million pieces, and this season's not gonna get done, because I'm just gonna be catatonic on the floor, unable to move for the foreseeable future.
I love all of you so much, and I love how much we all love each other and how we give everything we have for the world, yes, but for each other. And so, yes, thank you for supporting me in the midst of this time. Thank you for letting me pretend that everything was okay and that I was okay, because I'm not okay and I needed to do that to get through. So thank you all for reflecting joy back to me. And I love you, and we did it!
I know that I inevitably missed a lot of things. I can certainly already see myself clouded in my being of Burnham. Even before my parents, I can see myself clouded by everything that we've been talking about, the pandemic and producing, being postpartum, and all of that. Finally, when I opened my heart, God was like, all right, now it's time. Now it's time to really to really deal with this.